Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about keeping a journal, why I started, how it's helpful, and why you should try it. I mean, it's really not a crazy story. I just wanted to have a place to write stuff down that's on my mind or things that happened. And it's not just writing about, things that happened to me or things I'm thinking about and my feelings and stuff like that. It's also just random things I want to remember. There's this thing called a commonplace book where you just read about interesting things. It could be really anything that you want to remember or that you thought was cool. And I saw a YouTube video about it and I just thought it would be nice to have. And mine is kind of a mix of just interesting things and things I've been thinking about. And also drawings. That was one other thing I wanted to have. That was one of the reasons I wanted to start. And I'm not good at drawing. I just thought it would be kind of cool to have like some sketches in my journal. And it's been nice to be able to keep track of things. I have a place to write down all my thoughts so I not only don't forget them, but also so I can look back on them one day and see where I was at. Just being able to put your thoughts into words is honestly really helpful, and it just feels good to be able to get it out and to write it down. And I said it's nice to be able to look back on them, and it's cool to be able to eternalize moments of my life on paper so that, like I said, I can look back on them and just be able to see what was going on in my life at a certain moment in time. And there's also loads of benefits of journaling. You can look it up. There's lots of mental benefits like clarity and awareness, reducing stress, and improving confidence. It's therapeutic, and it can also make it easier to fall asleep if you journal before you go to bed. And I can definitely testify that there are some benefits to it. When you have all your thoughts in your head and you don't have any way to, release them or think about them, or not necessarily think about them, but like when you don't have a way to get them out, unless you go to therapy, I guess, it can be a little overwhelming. And also it can feel a lot bigger than it actually is. Like there have been times when I've thought about something or I was worrying about something and then I wrote it down, or I thought about what to write down, and I realized that it's really not that big of a deal. And I might not have realized that without a journal. So it is pretty helpful with managing stress and worries and things like that. And the clarity you get from writing things down and taking the time to think about things is also big. What I just said about things feeling bigger than they are is just part of it. And another thing is like, if you keep writing about the same thing or the same problem, then maybe you should focus more on that instead of something you wrote about once. So it can help you set priorities. And it also, and this is part of the clarity part, and this is kind of obvious, but it makes you be specific and it makes you think about why you're feeling the way you are, right? If you're going to write something down, you have to actually put a little bit of thought into it, whereas if you just keep it in your head, like if you keep your feelings in your head, it's easy to keep it at just that. It's easy to only think about how you feel instead of what. So journaling can help sort of dissect your problems and understand them more. You have to be honest with yourself, and it's very useful for understanding and learning things. And when your problems are only in your head, they're a lot easier to ignore. But when you write it down, you have to take time to think about it and put it onto paper. And it can be uncomfortable. It definitely was for me because I wasn't really used to thinking about issues I have or things I need to change about myself. But that discomfort will do a way better job of motivating you to change than just complaining in your head all the time. And it's not, I know that journaling can seem like a big responsibility or a chore to get done, but it really doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to do it every day. You don't have to make it super formal. Like I just do it whenever I feel like it, and I write about whatever I feel like. Sometimes I write paragraphs about something that I want to change or something that happened, and sometimes I write down cool quotes from games I'm playing or something that I saw online. It doesn't have to be all structured. It doesn't have to be this big thing. It can be messy or repetitive, and that's fine. And I don't want to make it seem like this life-changing thing, but it has been really helpful for me, and I felt like talking about it. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like or subscribe would be appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.